Hello, viewers. Today is Friday, June 6, 2025. We are here today to discuss about an interesting topic. We believe it's an interesting topic, which is IPL, the origin of IPL, and why it was formed, and what has it done for Indian cricket, and what are the pros and cons of IPL. So we have with us Mr. S. N. Sukumar again, a distinguished cricketer who has pretty much dedicated his life for cricket and other related activities connected to cricket. So that said, first I would like to inform the viewers, for those who do not know how and why IPL was formed, we need to go back to the year 2007. And the ODI World Cup in year 2007 was played in West Indies, and there were huge expectations among the Indian fans about how India would perform. They were hoping that India would win that World Cup in West Indies, given the fact that India went all the way to the finals in the prior edition of the ODI World Cup, which happened in South Africa, where India lost to Australia. So that said, in the 2007 World Cup in West Indies, India actually did not do well at all, and India, in fact, did not even make it to the playoffs. In the very first game, they lost to Bangladesh, and then they lost to other teams as well, and so they did not make it to the playoffs. So there was a huge disappointment. In fact, Rahul Dravid was the captain of that ODI side, and as soon as the team came back, there was a huge backlash against this Indian cricket team by the fans, which was not warranted from my view, but nevertheless, the Indian fans were very disappointed, and BCCI was equally disappointed at the performance of our team. Then there was a private entrepreneur who decided that it is high time that we start building up the domestic level white ball cricket and try to infuse fresh talent and young talent and try to identify those talents across the country. And he started something called ICL, Indian Cricket League. A lot of people might not know about this, and that was actually the precursor to IPL. And that was actually a private league, just like what Kerry Packer did in the late 70s in Australia. So, in fact, Kapildev, our prominent cricketer from India, the greatest all-rounder India has ever produced, actually was a part of the ICL. And then you had Tamil Nadu cricketer like Bharath, Reddy, and others who were also part of ICL. And they were quite successful, mind you, in coming up with a franchise level cricket that is not connected to any cricket board, and that was completely a private league. But BCCI did not like the idea of some private league coming up with this kind of format and being successful. And so BCCI wanted to actually confront ICL, come up with an alternative to ICL, and they came up with something called Indian Premier League. And that's how it started in the year 2008. So that is the history of IPL. Eventually, they banned some of those ICL players. And since IPL became popular, eventually ICL died down, and they couldn't have a successful business model to continue that league, and eventually died its natural death. So that is a history of ICL and how it is connected to IPL. Now, we have got 18 years of history now, and IPL has done a lot of things to the Indian cricket. But today, Mr. S. N. Sukumar, my first question to you is, do you think that IPL would have been formed if not for ICL? That's going to be my first question.
Following the events under which this ODA, there is entrepreneurship format was created, then it was only a parallel thing. The board wanted to challenge them and then promote one more league. Similar to that, it is now a popular one, Indian Premier League, IPL. Then it was only a counter attack, counter creation in to negate ICL. So they formed IPL within with very short time. And then they successfully launched, because BCCI being a big organization, they did it very quickly. And then they also franchisee levels and all they wanted to create, and then they have sold 8 teams to start with. Those things went on very smoothly for that matter. But the players who are involved, that is domestic players, I mean, involved in ICL were banned to start with. They were banned because they didn't get the BCCI recognition then. So those cricketers who were part of ICL were banned. Later, it started as a parallel event, and then by God's grace, it all started very well. Initially, for the first 2 or 3 years, the performance of the foreign players were tremendous in the sense McCallum and then New Zealander. McCallum, he got about 158 in the second game, I believe, in Calcutta. Those things really ignited IPL, and then it went on very successfully. Even the players who were participated in those early years were not sure that it will go on forever. But they were only counting in the sense when that will halt or when this will die down. Those things were there in the back of the mind of even established players then. And then for the performance of that is foreign players and domestic players as well, all ignited, and then now it is galvanized to a very nice Indian Premier League, and it has successfully that is completed 18 years, and that is a history now, and it will go on forever because it is actually giving access to so many services. In the sense, it is create a lot of activities outside cricket. The sense logistics, and then even catering, boarding, and then travel. There is auto
The
driver, infrastructure, logistics,
Yeah.
and 40,000 people gathering at one particular place creates lot of business activities, and it has enhanced so many service activities. That is a very fact. This is growing for year by year, and even Indian GDP is also has gone up about 10%. GDP is gone by 10% because of IPL event. So for these factors, really galvanize and push the IPL for coming years to grow much better way. That is what I understand from the evolution of IPL for about 18 years.
Okay, so now that we all agree, IPL is a fantastic event. It has galvanized the country, and there are a lot of fans across the country. And we have got a lot of successful teams, and every franchise is, from my understanding, every franchise is doing reasonably well, and the BCCI is also making enormous amount of money. That's all given. Those are all the facts, and we all can agree on that. But my next question is going to be the way the ICL was formed was to actually find more talent on the local among the local teams or local areas, and to actually get to a point where India is very successful on white ball cricket, especially the World Cup, ODI World Cup. So, given the fact that it started right after the debacle, and then now we have got 18 years of history, do you think that IPL, which is a counter, as you rightly said, it's a counter league to ICL, IPL has it created that kind of talent pool? Has it been very successful in getting to a point where India is very successful on white ball events? I do believe that it has really created a lot of buzz for white ball cricket, and there are a lot of talent coming out for white ball cricket. I agree with that 100%, but I want to know from your viewpoint whether it has truly created that kind of an environment for success in the white ball cricket for India.
Definitely, it has created an environment in white ball cricket. It is very true in the sense the IPL started in 2008. Even we got the World Cup in 2011 after a gap of very long time. So that itself shows that the IPL has created the whatever we dreamt of in 2007. It has given us a result. Being the format itself is the mingling of foreign players. In the sense, foreign players are not ordinary players, are superstar foreign players. They mingled and then gave the inputs of how to prepare and how to get ready for the big events, how to play in a particular situation. Those things are all is a lesson for growing youngsters, even for growing Indian test stars. And then they rub shoulders with all this technology, and then of also the players' attitude, and then mingling and in the next session, and then talking over the final points of the game. And then even the difficulties were also addressed, and then gave a solution, I believe. So those These things actually really helped Indian domestic cricket. Now it is a platform. It is a semi-international platform or the domestic international platform to judge a player ability to handle foreign quick bowlers. In the sense, foreign quick bowlers are all 140, 145. I don't think we will get the same type of speed in our domestic cricket. So, if that is one player is going to be good enough to handle them and score at will, or not at will, at a good strike rate, then he should be a good element for international cricket. No, so those parameters were taken by the selectors and then given a lot of good recognition for the performing youngsters in IPL cricket. That way, it
Yeah,
has moved taken them.
yeah, you touched on one important point there, which is to say that our domestic players are not exposed to the speed of 145 kilometers per hour and those kind of things. But that's a different topic. I would like to challenge that and say why we are not promoting that kind of an environment in our Indian pitches. That's a different conversation on a different day. But I would like to have that conversation a separate day with you. But now, coming back to this, you raised an important point in terms of these players playing against these international players before they even make their debut for India, and they get that kind of an exposure and they're able to perform well. So I understand and I completely agree with you on that. But there is also a flip side to it in the sense that the international players are also playing in India. So now they have adjusted to the Indian conditions as well because of IPL. And they have also started performing well after IPL. Isn't it true?
Yeah, definitely true, because it is a double-edged. No, we get something and they also get something. They get exposed to our slow wickets and turning wickets, and then they're not bamboozled anymore. Any foreign side for that matter, even from New Zealand, even from England, they are not bothered because core of the team has already played IPL 45 days of IPL in our Indian pitches. They know what it is. They might even identify a square turner right now before the touch itself. So that way, it has given them the good exposure of Indian wickets as well, and also Indian prime bowlers strategy, thinking, and then how they will react to the certain situation, how these people will play to start with. Those things are also got exposed. This is a double-edged sword, and then everybody got benefited. On the whole, Indian cricket has definitely enriched by this IPL platform, and then it is moving on very nicely, except for a couple of bad seasons.
Yeah, so let's look at the positives. From a batting perspective, India has benefited enormously by playing the IPL. We have found a lot more talented batsmen who are fearless, who can play fearless cricket. You saw in Abhishek Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal. Now this season, Sudarshan is playing very well. But you got Dhruv Jurel, you got Jitesh Sharma, you got Patidar. There are so many. I mean, in fact, Padikal got the debut only after playing IPL. Then, there are so many players, but most of them, in my view, are actually batsmen. So the IPL has given a platform for these young players. Sanju Samson is also another one to express themselves and play fearless cricket against any bowler for that matter. So they don't fear the fast bowlers from any country. So that's a huge positive. But has it really created a similar situation where India has benefited in terms of bowling talent? Has it done that? Has IPL done that?
And with respect to the bowlers actually it is a long tournament, I believe. It is a very long tournament, 45 days, and even the star bowlers of overseas, Australian bowlers are all, they will cool off in the middle of the IPL and then only pull up the stocks only because of that. It is a very strenuous in the sense. So our bowlers might learn technically, but to perform back and back matches in a IPL, it's a bit difficult in the sense. Even Prasidh Krishna has done well. He was on the surety only after IPL getting about 20-24 wickets. And some of the prime bowlers even lost. Even Shami and all got lost because the injury, and then Stoner's cricketer for 45 days. Even Bumrah, they may not be successful every day, but definitely they will learn the tricks. And then it is a very, very hard, strenuous exercise as far as the bowlers are concerned. And then they'll have to, they will definitely make a lot of strategies, but they are be given longer time to get analyzed. That is what my perception. You cannot analyze bowler day by day, each and every as well as the batter, because batter has more opportunities, bowler has just 24 deliveries. to show his mettle in every game. So, and then they are splitting the four spells nowadays. One, and what about just 6 balls and vanish. Then they come to the middle of the and vanish. Or 2-2. That way, you can, if they are going to get some wickets, they might get some wickets in the slog. And we are also conservatively, we don't consider the dot ball and then the efficiency percentage in T20 cricket. We only look at for the last column, how many wickets. You may not get that many wickets in a 24 ball spell, even bowling at a stretch. Then that case, our mentality also has to change to look at the dot ball percentage and how much of their bowling has given the momentum for the bowling side. So those things has to be taken into account. It was the bowlers, the bowlers point of view, because bowling in IPL is very, very difficult for anybody for that matter, because everybody is throwing the bat. They have about 78 batsmen. Bat to bowl and wides are very strict. No balls are very strict, followed by free hit. And free hit change the momentum of the innings. Many, many times it has taken. Struggling batter, the moment you get a free hit, you will get some momentum changed. That's what IPL cricket goes.
Yeah. So we all agree that IPL has really enhanced the quality of cricket for white ball cricket for India, and it has created a lot of players who went on to play for India as well, and they have been successful as well. So we all agree with that baseline. But just with everything in life, there are always pros and cons, right? So it's not like everything is honky dory all the time. IPL, if you take IPL also had its blot in history. I would say specifically one specific incident is in the late 2013, 2014, early 2014 scenario, where there were teams that were accused of being involved in betting, and they were basically asked not to play for 2 years. They were banned for 2 years, and there were some players who were banned for 2 years. So when you look at franchise cricket, once you say that it is a private franchises that are owning the teams, you also have this scenario where there will be bad apples here and there, and that can spoil the whole integrity of the game. So that is one point. So IPL has its own disadvantage or cons as well in terms of these kind of betting. There are some people who say that even today the betting is going on, but I don't know. I'm not privy to those kind of details. But nevertheless, that is one thing. And then the second thing is there are a lot of youngsters who are coming up, and which is a plus on the one side, but the con side of that whole issue is they are all thinking that it is enough to play IPL. Like for instance, you are a coach in Chennai, you have coached several people. There are instances where you yourself have told me that there are some parents who will come and say that, I just want my son to just play franchise cricket. I just want him to get into IPL. So this kind of an attitude or mindset is not good, because they are very young. They are like 12, 13, and then they have been fine-tuned or tuned to say that just get into IPL, that's good enough. That's not a good sign for the other versions of the game, number one. The other thing is for their own what you call personal career in terms of education or anything else. They are just putting all eggs on the IPL egg basket rather. So what do you think about that? There are some cons as well, right? One is that betting issue that really almost took CSK out of the league forever. And then there is this situation where there are a lot of people who just want to just play IPL because there's a lot of money involved in it.
Definitely, as far as youngsters is concerned, first point is already established, and then they are also punished, banned or short-term banned or whatever it is. Those things are all settled now. But betting will always be there. Even when some just 6 stumps are laid in the wicket, they will bet. They will say which bail will fall off. So many things they will get betting. There is no necessity that the ball should be bowled there. They will bet. That is a separate scenario, and then people are there to take care of that. So many things. Coming to the second one, being the youngsters getting or that is lured into the IPL very early. I will say now the today's parents, they only want their son to play cricket. They compromise on education. They compromise on adolescence, in the sense, and then they even they don't want their sons to go to schools. They take integrated course in the later at the age of 17, 18, straight away they appear for plus two, get a certificate and then move on. So adolescents is they compromise with education and so many things, and they want to push them. Maybe 1,000 people they try, maybe one or two people will succeed to reach that. That is what the ratio it is, and it is not. It may not be a healthy one when the person who gets disappointed by not getting into the IPL, not getting fulfilling his dream. He definitely get disappointed, and he will be nowhere by at the age of 20 or 21. Still, the foreign parents has to give a lot of support to put him into the right track, and then so many things are happening. But what they this is a all change of times, and then people are only concentrating or want to get their sons play only highest level very shortly, very quickly, without putting their energy and sweat into it. That is what I understand. It may not get right results as they wish. Only very few people might get into the top at that age. That is what my understanding of the game.
Okay, so you feel like that there is still a lot of push from the parents and others who want the youngsters to just come and play IPL, which is not a good sign for the overall health of cricket within the country as well as globally, right? So there are certain things, and then what about the final thing that a lot of people talk about, which is a con, is that insane amount of money being given not just to players across the board, and that might somehow dilute the other forms of cricket. What do you say to those kind of people who say those who say that this is really kind of hurting the other forms of cricket, because the franchise cricket is paying so much of money to these people, especially if you look at the West Indies players. They don't want to play for the country anymore because they don't get that much money playing for the country, so they want to only play franchise cricket. So what do you say to those who feel like it's just good enough to play just IPL, and I just want to take rest the rest of the day, rest of the months of the year?
This is actually even prevailing even among the established stars. I don't want to name people. There are people about 5 to 6 players. They're only playing IPL. They don't play domestic cricket at all. But they were happy in the sense the amount whatever you said is just putting them bank accounts swelling. So they don't want to play the next 10 months. They will only keep themselves fit, play nets here and there, and then they will scout different tournaments and then say this guy is good, this guy is good, and then they will only wait for the IPL to kickstart. This a trend is going on among the established players as well. But this may not go on forever. But they'll have to be. See, cricket is not a game just like that you can read and then translate and then go on. It has to be practiced, and you'll have to get a form. You'll have to play competitive matches as well, in whatever format it may be, and you'll have to play. But these things, even the is getting a bad precedence even among the established stars as well. And then those footsteps are to be followed by these youngsters who are lured by IPL. Those things, they will have some support, but you may not. The followers may not get that much of support. They'll say you are not good enough, then push you down. This is happen. This will happen because this is the order of the IPL cricket so far. This is happening, but it is a very sad thing to be established, to be followed by established cricketers. They want to play cricket. Without playing, you cannot be a star. And that too, IPL is just only when you are in form, you will be able to hit sixes. But when you are not in form, you may not be able to get sixes. You will be seeing the ball much later. In a sense, you will definitely lose nanoseconds to spot the ball. Your eyesight will definitely deepen because form means mental health and your right side both combined together, and your feet moving according to the directions given by the brain. So these things only when you play you will get it those things instantly. But when you are not playing and shelving your talent, waiting for the IPL to kickstart, it may not be a good idea by the even by the superstars.
Okay, so no topic is about IPL is complete without discussing about what happened in the last 3-4 days. When RCB won the cup and they had this huge parade, and we lost like around 11% or something like that. And I just wanted to offer our condolences to the family, but more importantly, I just wanted to say that this is franchise cricket at the end of the day. It has done a lot of good things for Indian cricket and the world cricket. There is no doubt about that. But the fans need to realize that this is franchise cricket. The teams are owned by the franchise owners, and they are in it for commercial purpose. And this has got nothing to do with a city or a state or a country or anything like that. And the fans need to realize that this is cricketainment. This is not the pure form of cricket. It's cricket combined with entertainment, and they are providing you an entertainment. So if you look at it that way, it's more like a movie. So you go to a movie because you want to enjoy yourself, and that's how it is. And when a movie goes on to become a big hit, you don't go and celebrate in a huge rally or something like that. So you have to think of it that way. Where franchise team has won, you all can be happy about it, can just say that your team has won, the team that you rooted for has won, but there is no need to go into this kind of frenzy mode at the cost of your lives. That is what I would like to say. But since you are a cricketer, Sukumar, I want to seek your view on this, because I feel very strongly that this is just an entertainment, and it was we India lost like 11 fans unnecessarily, is my view. What is your view on this?
I'm fully with you, Suresh, because losing lives for the sake of cricket or even stampede, this has happened every year. It is happening actually, 2 or 3 times it is happening in India, but there is no control or how to handle it. I don't know. Many of the administrators even don't think about it. Even in this case, it is only the RCB's management's decision to put a that is or farewell roundabout outside KSA stadium veranda, ground stadium. They organized it in a very short time, because earlier they are proposed with the police commissioner, and they have just negated. But these people put up was last minute request or invite, and then lakhs and lakhs of people they just poured in, and they are not in a position to, and they were given even free passes to enter stadium, which is already swelling about 35,000 inside. So this Kannada government rightly actually suspended all the officers, all police officers, and then
But
they are
that,
given,
yeah,
yeah,
but that's not
they,
enough, right? 11 lives were lost already, so
yeah, 11
there is
lives is
no
lost. It's
there is
always
there is
it
no
is
hope.
very very
So I
agony.
just wanted to, I mean, I just wanted to say that the fans need to be more realistic and more level-headed moving forward. And this is just a team. This is not just for the RCB fans. I'm not saying it is just for that team. I think across the board, all teams have their own fans. They are in a frenzy mode, but they have to temper their enthusiasm a bit, especially if the team wins. So I think that's what I would like to say as a final point here on this program. Thank you very much, Mr. S. N. Sukumar, for your time. And we will come back to you with another episode about cricket. This time we're going to talk about white ball cricket and red ball cricket. And stay tuned, and we should come back with that program pretty soon. Till then, take care, and we will see you on the next program. Thank you very much, Sukumar.
Thank you, Suresh. Thank you.